How's it going, everyone? Today we have this 2018 Subaru STI in Obsidian Black Pearl. This car has a mean stance to it. Lots and lots of mods have been done. This is a far from stock STI. Built and tuned here locally in Phoenix, Arizona. Street Car Factory did an amazing job building this car, and Jeremy down at Black Market did a phenomenal job doing the flex fuel tune on it. Lots of nice exterior upgrades done as well. This is a one owner STI, bought new here in Arizona. I pretty much know everyone that has touched this car, including the owner. And it was traded in for a C7 Corvette. This car has very low miles on the odometer. There's about 22,000 miles, a little bit under. This engine build was done back in August 2019. And there's roughly about 4,000 miles on this build. So car was not driven a whole lot, which is good for the next owner. But we'll start off with some of the exterior things that you're going to see. You know, of course, we have a front mount intercooler. Scratch that. Actually, we're going to go in the engine bay first. We're going to kind of go over, you know, the heart of the beast, and then we'll get to the rest of everything else. So let's pop this hood open. There it is. All right, so the major upgrade on this car is the block. This has a out front closed deck block. These case halves are rated for a lot of power now, 800 at least. So you're not gonna have the common failure of the sleeve cracking, as well as having a built short block. You don't have to really worry about your ring lands failing either, versus a stock EJ257. So it is the out front closed deck block. It has pin mains, Wiseco, standard 8.5-to-1 compression pistons, manly I-beam rods, half-inch head studs, you know, all the necessary upgraded King bearings, upgraded oil pickup tube, you know, all the supporting mods to be running a built motor. Does still have stock cams, stock heads, but you're still safe around 500, maybe a little bit more. But this is a great platform. If you do down the road want to increase power, you have the block that can handle it. Boosting this car is a Force Performance Black turbo, which is a great stock location turbo that can help make a lot of power. Really good spool up, and it spools super loud. So if you love like the old school JDM T51 mod or HKS T51 style turbos, it's got a little bit of a similarity to it when you're spooling up. So it sounds really cool. It's a lot of fun. For the front mount, we have the pairing with the wrinkle red hard pipes to the black front mount intercooler core. So from a distance, you may not even notice that. Could be a little bit of a sleeper if you wanted it to. It does have the Cobb Flex Fuel Kit. So this car is tuned for both E54 and 91 octane. It's on a really safe, conservative tune right now. It's only pushing like 24 pounds, which is making a nice and safe 450 wheel. Your main thing limiting you from making more power would be the injectors. They are ID 1300s, which is plenty for where it's at right now. But you'll want to upgrade those. And then you're gonna want to change the wastegate spring. This has a 10-pound wastegate spring. So the wastegate opens up pretty quick, but if, you know, 450 wheel is plenty for you, and this is not a heavy car by any means, you know, you may not even want to bother increasing the power. But you don't have to change a whole lot to do so. But yeah, it has a Cobb Flex Fuel Kit. Also utilizes the Cobb fuel pressure, so you can monitor your ethanol content, your fuel pressure on the access port. It's really nice to have that because E85 is really common for causing failures such as to your fuel pump or even injector. It's sometimes a thing you can't really avoid. So having the ability to look at your fuel pressure and whatnot on the actual access port, super beneficial. Then everything else, you know, we got a lot of pair and dress up. Your alternator shroud, even the fender shrouds are pretty cool on this car. Then you have the pair and strut bar. Lots of cool. I like the color because it kind of goes with the brakes. So you kind of see the theme going on. So pretty cool. Back to the turbo as well. It does have a tile external wastegate, which is what I mentioned a little bit ago about the 10-pound spring. So when you are in boost, it's got an external dump. It screams. It sounds really cool. Another thing that we're not using on this car is the factory map sensor. This thing peaks out at about 21 pounds. And of course, if you're upgrading your turbo, most bigger turbos are more efficient after 20 pounds of boost. So this is using the AM 5-bar map sensor. And so you can theoretically throw 60 pounds of boost. Obviously, this turbo won't produce that, but this is so you don't get that boost cut that you get normally from the stock map sensor. And then everything else supporting, you know, running more boost, more power, bigger turbo. You got your electronic boost controller that goes along with that. So overall, that's about everything done with the motor. It does have a comp stage 3 clutch, really good clutch, rated for a decent amount of power. It has really great drivability. And then the Mishimoto aluminum radiator still has the stock header, still has the nice Subaru rumble to it. Although Equalink headers are always a great upgrade, you just won't get the traditional Subaru sound. And with this motor, we are running 2050 weight oil, racing oil, just because everything's spec a little bit more loose with the bearings and the built motor. So don't run the stock 5W30 in this car. It is on Brad Penn. You can also run VR1 if needed. Another thing real quick, it's on speed density, so there's no MAF sensor anymore. And your speed density sensor is right here. It gives the tuner a little bit more control when they're doing, you know, the tuning, I guess. But it's also nice to have in case you do blow a coupler. You're not going to be totally stranded on the side of the road. So it makes it a little bit more convenient in case that does ever happen. It is a boosted car. You know, it's going to happen every now and then. So you have that as well. So you have to worry about the finicky MAF. And it is a Cobb high flow catted downpipe as well. It will pass Arizona emissions, however, it's not required yet on this car. It is lowered on Tane coilovers. It rides really well, and it's got a beautiful stance to it. I'll shut the hood a little bit. I know that we're inside of my warehouse, but when you're outside, there's a lot of beautiful metallic flake to this paint. It shines really nice. We are on some Graham Light wheels. I forget the actual name, but these are not cheap, being a true forge Japanese wheel too. It looks really good. But this wheel's got a little bit of a damage up there. Does have the nice big 6-piston Brembos in the front, 2-piston in the rear. But yeah, so now on the exterior, we're gonna walk around. I'm gonna try to show you as much defects as I can see with my eye. The whole reason why we like doing these walk around videos is to prevent any surprises for when we do have an out-of-state buyer. So like on the front end, there will be some minor rock chips, as you can see. And this is a black car. You're gonna see it the most in this paint. But do keep in mind, it's only got 22,000 miles, so it's not terrible. And it does have a carbon fiber lip, which is actually in pretty decent condition. There's a little bit of sun damage to the carbon fiber, just being in Arizona too. So you'll see on the hood scoop, it's got a little bit of that going on, the oxidation. The headlights are in really good condition. Sea lights, they look awesome on this car. You can see a little bit of that metallic flake. The roof and the trunk are wrapped satin black as well. Sorry, get it zoomed in. So you can see, it's got the rear vortex generator and the rear side lips, whatever you want to call them. I wouldn't say they're canards, but they're carbon fiber as well. They look sick. You will see a scuff right here on this bumper. Overall, it's a very clean car. Has quad tip, 3-inch catback exhaust. Wing delete. This is the original trunk, and these grommets were here to fill the holes from the hardware for the factory wing. So if you end up getting another one, I don't think the Tommy has the factory wing anymore. But if you end up getting another one, it's simple to install. You already know where the holes are, if that's the route that you want to go. There's really not a lot of defects on this car. And the badges were done black. Really nice. There's a small ding right here below the gas filler. There's one right here. You can probably won't be able to see it. It's very small. We have a paint chip right here. Gotta love people when they open their doors on your car, right? And a little bit of a blemish right there. And a very small scratch. Goes from here to there. Kind of hard to see it. Even another scratch right here. Now being 18, I believe it was also the first year that they offered the big 6-piston brakes factory. They look awesome, they really do. They also have the Recaro seats in 2018. And this car has those powered Recaro seats. Looks really good. They hold you in really nice. The car is super comfortable to drive. The interior also has some upgrades as well, such as you can see the Alcantara wrap, center console, shift boot, shifter boot as well. Even the door panels on these have the Alcantara. Looks good. We'll get in here real quick. We also have the oil pressure gauge, which is very important when you're running a built motor. AFR, however, this is not working for some reason. I haven't really looked much into it. The sensor itself could just be unplugged. But the AFR you can view on the access port from the primary O2, so your front O2. It also has these nice bezel upgrades for your climate control. I believe Subi Speed is the site that sells those. They also sell these inserts, and they have a wide variety if you want to change these out. They're really easy to just pop out. And then the sport mode selection, it's got the cover on it as well, which looks cool. If you've never had a Subaru, basically this controls your power level, I believe steering response now as well. But think of it as intelligent, low boost, fuel economy. Sport's the in-between of that and Sport Sharp. And Sport Sharp's basically, you know, full boost, full power, ready to rock and roll. And then the great thing with the STIs, and you've been able to do this since 2004 in the States, you can control your whole all-wheel drive system, so you can control how the power is dispersed front and rear. It's really awesome. And this is a remote, or yeah, keyless start. So we have the key right here. We'll start it up real quick. Awesome oil pressure. When you turn the lights on, this will light up. Cool little feature. Factory heated seats as well. No piston slap, no knock, nothing out of the ordinary with this motor. Turn it off because it is now stinking my shop up. It does have the factory 6-speed. Everything drivetrain minus the clutch is all stock. However, the transmission itself can hold a lot of power, as well as the rear diff. And I'll try to open the trunk. There's really nothing in here. I got to open from inside. Now, because this car also doesn't have the wing anymore, it kind of pulled weight off the trunk. So you will see this thing fling up. Just be cautious. As you can see, nothing really going on back here. And the nice carbon fiber duckbill looks sweet. But yeah, that is going to wrap up our little walk around video of this STI. If there's something I didn't cover that you are interested in finding out about it, you know, feel free to contact us. Go to azautohunters.com. That's where you can view our, contact us, such as our email. But you can also view the ad, the photos, the Carfax. This is an accident-free car. Like I said, to one owner. Of course, no rust. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching.